good morning. Welcome back to another on the water mystery tackle box Bass Elite unboxing. This one's for the month of November. Excuse me. It's probably going to be this might be the last month that we get out on the water to do this. It's getting pretty chilly. Nothing started to freeze over yet, so that's good. Air temperature is about right now low 30s, supposed to be up to high 40s. It's supposed to hit 50 today. I don't know about that, but at least hit high 40s. It'll be a nice day out. Wind, probably gonna be windy. Anyways, this is gonna be a pretty decent day out for weekend, and temperatures are not completely freezing yet. So we might be able to get, I don't know if we're gonna get out for December. It's gonna be probably won't. There's snow in the forecast for next week. Anyways, this might be our last. If not, awesome. If it is, well, then we'll just go back to doing it in the garage. But today we got another box, and we're gonna jump into this one, and then we'll try to complete the slam afterwards. Separate video for that one though. We're gonna jump into this one right away. And sorry if it's a little bit darker out. I'm trying to get this done so we can have more day for the slam. I'm gonna try and do these both in one day. And it's a little bit darker out right now because I'm trying to do this as early as I can. Anyways, the first bait we got coming out of the box is the Googan Squad clickbait. This one, the color is Sunrise Craw. It's a 3/8 ounce, and these things work pretty good. You know, you can adjust them. The blade is adjustable. You can up and down, you know, to wherever you want it to swim in the water column. And these things, you put a plastic. I usually put a piece of plastic on the back and swim it. It's just like a bladed jig. It's not meant to replace a bladed jig. It's a complement to the bladed jig. This is a different style of bladed jig, I should say. So it's not meant to replace, like, say, your typical what you guys call it, chatterbaits, or, you know, say what I use, my Picasso, you know, tungsten football bladed jigs. It's not meant to replace those. It's a complement to them. It's a different action. It's a kind of different thump, and sometimes that's just what they need. It gets crushed. I have some in the boat. I've fished them before, so these things are pretty good baits. You know, I typically throw them around weeds, weed cover. I won't throw them deep into heavy cover, but I will throw them around weed cover, rocks, weed edges, submerged weeds, and all that fun stuff too. So it's a good bait out of the box there. And we got another Googan Squad bait. This is the Scout Junior. So this is the smaller one. This is Sexy Shad. Yep, Sexy Shad color. I think like you guys seen one of my previous videos, like what, one or two of them, both of them. I was still in the Scout, the bigger one. And I don't know. It's a big confidence bait for me. I get bit everywhere with these Scouts, and it could be just, it's a confidence bait for me. You know, I mean, if you've got a jerk bait that works really good for you, awesome. But these have worked really good for me. I mean, I throw them around points, you know, weed edges. I won't throw them in the weeds, obviously, because treble hooks, and then down taper points. And then rocks, boulders and stuff like that. And you know, in my previous video, I threw it in open water, over 20 feet of water. If there's a rock down the bottom, and if for smallmouth, this only dives like what, 4 feet? I can't remember, 3 to 5, so about 4 feet, yeah, 3 to 5 feet. And the bigger ones are supposed to dive a little bit deeper, but they're about 5 feet. And the fish, they rose up for it. So it doesn't have to be just a shallow water bait. You don't have to always get down that deep. You don't always need a deep diver for it, depending on the water clarity. So it's a good solid bait like that. The only issue I have with this box, I did look at this box before opening it, before starting this video. My only issue with this box is we got 2 top waters in here, and sometimes top water baits in the fall can be great. Sometimes they just don't want to touch them. And I believe in my last slam, I had I think I had 2 top water baits in there too, and they were kind of tough to get bit. And we have, I believe, I would have to check back in that other video, but I believe we just got another bait from similar to that the other box. This is the revolver. This one's in the bone. It's a bone. Yeah, bone color. And so this is the larger one. It's just fine. I get bit on the larger one anyways. Big or small fish. I had fish about only twice the size of this hit this thing. So you're not going to lose that many bites off of it. Maybe if they want a smaller presentation, maybe, you know, maybe they're finicky, but I still get a lot of bites on this. You know, fish from all class sizes. In the fall though, I have a hard time catching fish on top water, so this is going to be a challenge. You know, but it's a good bait. I have caught fish on it. I've got some good fish on it too. But I'm going to typically throw this around weed edges, over anything submerged weeds. I will throw it in and out of sparse weeds a little bit, but not too thick because of the treble hooks, they get hung up. And then I'll throw it over. I'll actually throw it down tapering points, but it depends on the point. If it's got a shallow flat on the top, those are the ones I really like. And then boulders too, rocks and boulders, shallow rocks. It's also a good bait for that one there too. Now I talked about 2 topwater baits in this box, so we're going to jump to this other one. I'm not particularly excited about this one. I have fished this one before. I'm going to be honest. It is a similar version to this one, but it's slightly different. Now you guys will see in the slam. Hopefully I can recreate it, but this one's by Weston. It's the Spot On Twin Turbo. It's the white or bone color. It calls it Ghost Hunter. So the problem I have with these are the tails here, the blades here that spin. They don't spin right away, so they kind of drag, and then sometimes partway through the cast or through the reel, they stop spinning. So maybe it was just the bait that I had. Maybe this one will perform better, but we'll check it out. But I didn't have that much luck with this one before. I tried creating a video on it. I just didn't get anything. I couldn't get far with it, to be honest. So, but I will give it another shot here in the next video. But this is, you know, I'm going to throw this one in the same places I said about this one, because they're very similar baits. Now this one is a smaller profile. Maybe that'll help me get more bites. Who knows? But we'll find out tomorrow. Next bait we got going on here is it's a blade bait by Acme. It's called the V-Rod. I don't throw these blade baits very often. Actually, I rarely ever throw a blade bait, so this will be interesting. I'm trying to look at the color. It's 3/8 ounce, small writing, and the color is called Pony Boy. Bright colors, so I mean, fish are going to see from a long ways out. It's going to be really good for dark, dingy water, muddy water, you know, whatever it is. Clear water, they'll still hit it too, but they're going to be a little bit more apprehensive from hitting it in clear water, because they're typically going to look for more of a match the hatch type. So you're going to want to make sure you're going to want it to look somewhat like the bait that they're eating, or, you know, maybe not. I mean, shoot, smallmouth in clear water will hit pink and orange. Sometimes they just hate it that much they got to eat it. So there's pink and orange on here too. So I mean, it never hurts to give it a shot in clear water too, which we are going to do that next video. So this guy, I mean, I see this excelling a little bit better in deeper water, where you can just jig it straight up and down, or you can cast it, let it fall, and then rip it up, and then let it fall, and rip it up and let it fall. You can throw this. It's 3/8, so it's going to sink pretty fast. It's going to be pretty hard fishing this shallow. You can definitely give it a shot, and you can reel it kind of like a lipless too. So it's going to flutter in through there, so it's going to make a little bit of noise. But we'll give it a shot. This should get bit. Okay. We only got one plastic out of this box, and it's by Smart Baits, color changing baits. The only thing I don't like about these Smart Bait plastics bags is that they don't really tell you on the package what it is. Maybe I'm just not paying attention. Yeah, I don't see it. Made in the USA though. And they so the other thing I'm not really too much of a fan of the Mr. Tackle Box now are the cards. They used to put on the cards. I didn't actually get my dibbles in this one, but they usually put on the cards here. Oh, this is the dibble. I'm sorry, it's digital access. But they usually put on these cards, you know, the value of each package, of each bait, and then helps you tell what bait is. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not sure what kind of a worm this is, or what they call it. I mean, it's a ribbon tail worm. It looks like it's probably maybe, it's a small one. It's like a finesse ribbon tail, maybe like a 5-inch ribbon tail worm, blue. So, and the last bait in here is going to be the Harmony EWG hooks. So I'm going to pair these together. I'm going to put a little 1/4 ounce weight on this, maybe a little bit lighter, maybe I'll put an 1/8 ounce. No, I'll probably start with a 1/4, see what that does first, and then pair these up together. But Harmony hooks, I've used them a couple times before. They're pretty sharp. They'll work. I've got no complaints against them. But yeah, I don't know, the worm, I'm going to put on heavy line so I can throw it into heavier cover. I might drag it, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might put on a little bit lighter line, keep it on, so I put on fluorocarbon line, and then just play it out. You know, maybe I can still put it into somewhat heavier cover. But with these, I'm going to throw them in weeds, out of weeds, pads, weed edges. Versatile. This would be really good dock bait too, by the way. But in the fall here, where everybody's got all their docks out and they're getting ready for winter and the lakes to freeze over, I'm probably gonna have to just stick with weed edges, which that's okay. Last time I was out, that's where they were sitting at anyways. So we'll see if that's where they're at tomorrow. But it's you know, I don't know. We'll see how that turns out. But there we go, guys. I mean, that's it. That's the box for the month of November for the Mystery Tackle Box Bass Elite unboxing. She's already kind of brisk out right now. I'm probably gonna have to get my jacket on before I start this thing up, but that's gonna be, the slam's gonna be in the next video, so stay tuned for that. And if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video, the slam for November.